I know this is pretty short notice for a lot of you guys. I'd like to do more of this because there's a lot of cool things that these guys are going to provide me. I'm going to go around and kind of introduce you to the pack goats. Um, this is Rye right here, and he's one of my up-and-comers. He is kind of a little bit of a turd right now. They're 2 years old, so they're in their teenage stage. And these two, they're brothers. I call them the Bopsy twins. But this is Whiskey right here, and he's probably my mellowest goat, my calmest goat. And this is Rye again, right here. And Rye's kind of a little bit of a turd compared to Whiskey. But I mean, when I say turds, they just get out on their own and they do things on their own. But I really wanted to come on here and talk about what we're doing with these guys and how we're going to implement this into our hunting season this year. They're moving along with me because that's what they normally do, but I was trying to get over here. I'll show you Bo. They haven't been out for a while, so they really are trying to get around. Come here, Bo. Bo, now, come here. He doesn't want to come. I'm going to get him real quick here, though. Come here, Bo. Come here. Come here, Bo. Here, let's say hi to everybody. Bo, let's say hi to everybody. So, this is Bo. And he's pretty much probably going to be the head of... he's the head of the goats when they're in their pen. So, he's kind of the most aggressive. He's got the biggest horns. All the other guys listen to him. And those are important things to know when you're talking about pack goats, is to know all the ins and outs of your herd. And all these guys, let's see if I can get a good picture. There we go. There's a good shot of them. All of these guys were goats that we got when they were young. Those two were yearlings when we got them, so they were about 6 months old. These guys were just a little bit. These guys were just teeny tiny. What are you doing? These guys were just teeny tiny, and we bottle fed them. The other two were bottle fed by the people that we bought them from, and that's essential for having good pack goats, is to get them as bottle fed. Now they're all wethers, which means that they're like a steer or like a gelding. It's nice to have the males that are bigger, but you want to take care of all that testosterone that they have. Couple of things about pack goats is you want to make sure that you get dairy breeds or certain kinds of breeds. These guys were bred for dairy, and so the people that breed these goats use the milk from all of their mothers. So what they do is when they breed them, there's the little male babies really aren't that much useful to a dairy goat. So what they do is they end up putting them probably in the market, or they sell them to people like me. But wethers or male goats really aren't that big of a deal for dairy breeders. So, but they still have to breed to keep bringing the milk on. So there's quite a few pack goats out there. That's what I'm trying to say, is you guys could go find pack goats. And especially if they have several different types of breeds. Morgan Rust over at rustgoat.com, if you go look at his stuff, it'll kind of go over the breeds and what the differences in them are. I like these guys. This is probably, from now on, this is what I'm going to shoot for. The verdict's still out a little bit because they can tend to be, so he's got Nubian and Alpine in him. You can see he's got the Nubian because of the great big old ears. And they're a little bit louder, which is kind of a bummer. They're not bad though. I mean, really, not compared to most goats. These guys are really mellow. But he's got Alpine in him and some Oberhassie or Oberhalsey in him, and that's what gives him the brown color. And I like having the brown color in all my goats. But the Nubians are going to be big. He'll probably finish out around 250. The only problem is some of the Nubians, they say, are lazy. Now, I know other guys that are running. I think Nathan Putman's running some that have some in there, and they don't have any problems with them. He's only got like 25% Nubian in him, so I don't think there's going to be a problem with him being lazy either. They sure aren't lazy when they want out, I'll tell you that right now. Or if they want to go do something on their own, they're not lazy at all. But a lot of people say you have to have a lot of alpine, and alpine is a good quality animal, and you can see that these all have alpine. You can see by alpine are the only goat breeds. Come here, come here. Alpines are the only goat breeds that have erect ears, where they can actually move their ears to listen to things like a deer. Come here, bud. They don't. So, see, he's even got big ears, but he can move them around. And they're pretty neat goats. These guys are real docile. Oh, quit! Until he doesn't want to do what I want him to do. But they're really a cool goat. I really enjoy those guys. He's, like I said, he's filling his teenage oats. He's like third in the chain, but I think he's probably gonna, once he fills out, he's gonna take over and try to make a run at being one of the heads of the chain. But I'm gonna walk down here and make them come to me. Right now they're just feeding. Come on, goats. But as I walk, you see them, they'll start filing in behind me. And this is natural for a goat to do. They're gonna follow their leader. And you can see them now, they're all starting to look towards me, and they're all starting to come my way. Oh, Mel's feeling pretty good back there. But they do this because I'm the head of the pack, or the head of the herd, actually, is what I am. And so they're gonna follow me naturally. Everybody's like, how do you train your goats? I don't have to. The biggest thing is you get goats that you bottle feed, and that they're used to the humans being mom. So you know, the dairies pull these goats off really early, really as little itty bitty babies, and then you bottle feed them, and they'll naturally follow you around. That is probably one of the biggest deals about pack goats. Is one, you need to find the right breed, and then two, you need to find or the right mix of breeds, and then you need to find the young enough babies that you can bottle feed them so they get so used to you that you're dad to them. Some of you guys, I don't know if you follow our Instagram, you see these guys jumping around, goofing off, and you know, if you don't have control of these guys, say you get them when they're not babies and they don't understand you as being mom or dad, they could probably be a problem. If I didn't have total control of these guys, they could be a problem. Look at, what do you guys think? Do you think that would help out if you were bugling elk and he was back there in the back doing that stuff? Do you think an elk would probably look at that and go, what in the world is going on back there? Anyhow, leave some comments below. You guys, I'd love to come on here and answer all your questions. I've had these guys now for about 2 years. I've learned so much about goats, not just pack goats, but goats in general. Goats are a real cool animal. They're not what you think they are. They can be. I'm sure if these guys weren't raised right, or if we didn't get them at the right time, they could probably be a real pain in the neck. Or if they weren't gelded, or you know, if they weren't what you call weather is what you call them in goats. But so you guys, leave me some questions. Leave me some questions about the things that you'd like to know. And I could show you firsthand. I'll just take the phone out and take you out there with the goats, and you guys could ask me questions. You could ask me questions right now if there's anything that you'd like to, know anything right now. But ask me questions. I'll go out and I'll answer it with the goats. So I'll leave you with the last two goats. My last two goats. One is Bo's down there rubbing on the tree, and like I said, he's kind of the head goat. He kind of runs the whole herd. That one's going to be the head goat when he packs. He's the one in the front all the time, and he's the biggest and he's the hardiest. And that's Melvin. And Melvin is super sweet goat. Come here, Mel. Right now, they didn't realize that was Cole coming up through there and it scared the tar out of him. This happens. This is something we do all day long when we go packing. So, come here, Mel. Mel. So this is Mel, and if you look, he's standing right up to my hip. He's going to give you guys a kiss, but he's standing right up to my hip. He's going to finish right around 200 pounds. I think those guys are going to be 250, and I think he'll probably be 180s or so. And so they can pack 30% of their body weight. So you guys could do the numbers. We could probably pack a full elk out between them, me, and all of us. We could probably pack a full elk out. So I wanted to jump on here. I'm going to do more of this because I have a lot of people asking me about the goats, and I want to show you guys more about how these guys work. So my next live I'll probably try to do it next Friday. I'm going to try to do a live, and I'll do a live and I'll show you the packs that we have for them. All right, thanks for coming on here, and thanks for watching. Leave your comments and questions, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can see these things coming up. But leave your comments and questions down below, and I will answer them in the next live. Have a good day. As you see, we're in between rain here, which is really good for us because it has been absolutely nasty. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on.